Hello everybody. So today I will talk about calculus. The topic today is about integration. So now I will show you how to answer. We need to use about integration by substitution. So I will put about u equal to s squared plus 1. Later that, we need to do first derivative for the both sides. First derivative of s squared, we have to ask. First derivative of number 1, you got about 0 because this is about the constant. Later that, we divide both sides by number 2 because we don't have number 2 in here. Next, we need to change the bounds. When s equals to number 0, so I will put number 0 gone here, and you got about 0 squared plus 1, and we have u equals to number 1. When s equals to number 1, so I will put number 1 gone here, and we have 1 squared plus 1, and you have number 2. So number 0 we change by number 1. Number 1 we change by number 2. This one we change by u. The s we change by the u over number 2. The integration of this one, we have u to the power of 4 over 4. And then we put the bounds from number 1 to number 2. And now we have the final answer. So I will put number 2 in here and number 1 in here. And then we have 15 over 8. And this is the final answer. Now let's go to the next one. We need to use about integration by substitution. So I will put about u equals to this one. Later that, we put the square for the both sides to cancel about the square root. Next, we need to do first derivative for the both sides. First derivative of u squared, we have to u du. First derivative of s squared, we have to s. First derivative of the constant, you got about 0. Later that, we divide both sides by number 2. Next, we need to change the bounds. When s equals to number 4, so I will put number 4 in here, and you got about u equals to the square root of number 7. When s equals to number 5, so I will put number 5 gone here, and we have number 4. Number 4 we change by the square root of number 7. Number 5 we change by number 4. The square root we change by u. The s we change by u du. U and u, we have u squared. The integration of u squared, we have u to the power of 3 over 3. And then we put the bounds from the square root of number 7 to number 4. And now we have the final answer. So I will put number 4 in here, and the square root of number 7 we put in here. And this is the final answer. Now let's go to the last one. We can use about integration by parts. So I need to put about u equals to ln of s to the power of 2. Later that we do first derivative for the both sides, and we have 2 ln s over s dv. We have ds, the integration of this one, we have v equals to s. So we have u multiplied by v, and you got about s ln s to the power of 2, and we put the bounds from number 1 to e. Minus, we have the u multiplied by v, so we will have about number 2, and we have the integration of ln s ds. So I will put e and number 1 gone here. So ln number 1 you got about 0. So ln e you got about number 1. 1 square you have number 1. So we have e. And now we continue use integration by parts. So I will put about u equals to ln s. Later that we do first derivative for the both sides. dv, we have ds, the integration of this one, we have v equals to s. So this one we have u multiplied by v, that is about s ln s, and we put the bound from number 1 to e. Minus, we have the u multiplied by v, so we have the integration from 1 to e, and we have the s. So I will put e and number 1 in here, and we have e ln e minus 1 ln number 1 minus, and we have e minus 1. So ln number 1 you got about 0. ln e we have number 1. E minus e, we cancel negative number 1, we have positive number 1. And we have e minus number 2. This is the end. Thank you for watching.